What's up? DMG Ohana's Soul Tribe. Tap in. I'll give it a second before I start. The sun hitting. Some folks not feeling it. God, like me, I love it. I even got my black on so I can absorb it more. I'm just gonna start though. So the point of this live is to share not only a real story, a true story of an experience of mine, but a new overstand or understanding of my experience. I made a TikTok video this week saying that when I was 7 years old, my family's car got abducted by aliens, and it scared the living shit out of me, truly. And it wasn't until about 11 years later, 11 or 10, I developed a new perspective about the scenario and about what happened. And now I'm able to share this. I'm able to share this with people. And perspectives can do a lot. Perspectives can change your future and your past. All we need to do is open our eyes and do something like called looking from heavens. Look at your life through heaven's eyes. And that's nothing religious necessarily. I'm just saying when you're able to look at your life from a bigger perspective, you see things that you didn't see when you were looking at it from plain view. So, let's begin. Well, first, let me just say my name is Cool DMG. This Cool Tez, the Melanin God, aka Conscious Omnipresence of Love, if you've never known. And my spiritual journey is quite beautiful. It's nothing new to me though. So when people ask me, when did you get on your journey or anything about time, a time frame in my journey, whew, it's kind of hard to answer because what's good? I'm about to drop the story on y'all because really, my I'm always gaining awareness. I never stopped gaining awareness, and I've never not had it. Even today, I'm more quote unquote woke than I was yesterday. We're constantly taking in. So like it wasn't for me like it was for, or what you think it was for you. Because it wasn't like that for you either. It's just, this is the big shift. Everybody's talking about the age of Aquarius, the age of information, you know, the shift. Um, just waking up one day in 2020 and going, hmm, maybe my life isn't what I think it is. Like, nah, it wasn't like that. It was growing up my whole life. What the is going on? And why is everybody else acting normal like shit's not going on? And then I learned that it wasn't going on with some of these people. And talking about sensitive topics like this scared people. So it was shunned and pushed to the side, and nobody wanted to heal from these things that they did not understand yet. I'm ready to heal. I'm asking the bold questions. I asked the bold questions. So I'm 7 years old, and we sliding. Me, my mom, and my sister. She's a couple years younger than me, so she's sitting in the car, damn near asleep. I'm sitting in the car playing with my toys slash irritated because I'm just wondering like, bruh, when we gonna get to where we going? When we gonna get to where we going? I'm asking my mom. I'm asking her what I think is every other hour, but I might be asking every 5 minutes. Are we almost home? Where we going? I'm tired. It's hot. I'm doing the kid stuff, and mom is driving, giving me short answers. My mom, she is. Yeah. So I get to this point where it looks like I stayed in Ohio, by the way, during this time, and sometimes every now and then you might be on a long ass road, and there may be cows on the side of you or tall grass, crops, and we were riding in between some crops. It was beautiful. The sky was beautiful, just like it is today. But the traffic was not moving, and I found it ridiculous how our car would literally move a couple inches every minute. Like, not even drive. She wasn't even driving at this point. It was just everybody sitting there beeping their horns, looking out their windows, getting mad, folks trying to turn around. It was like that. And I remember I remember because it was so hot that day. It got hot out of nowhere because we had our coats. Cincinnati weather. If you know about Cincinnati, you know the weather can hit you with one of these. It can literally be 80 degrees and rain an hour later, and then the sun be back out, and then you feel like we get weather like that. And I remember sitting down in the back seat. I used to love to sit in the middle, or on the left window behind her. Mm, this side of the car was just where I was most comfortable, and I remember leaning over and going, "Why is it cold?" I felt the cold shiver go up my spine, and I shook. And when I shook, there was a beautiful ass bright light. It almost looked as if the sun was right on the ground, but way ahead of us. And I'm looking at this bright light, and I'm just like, sometimes that's actually true. When you're looking at the sun horizon and you riding on a wavy hill and you get to see it like that, but this was different. I'm looking at this bright light, and everything is still. The cars beside us are still. Every car was moving bit by bit as soon as they could. They went from moving bit by bit to still. The people in the cars still. Nothing was moving, not even trees, not even grass. Nothing was moving. I looked to the right of me, and my sister is asleep, eyes closed. I look ahead, and I yell to my mom, I'm like, "Ma, I'm ready to bug her again with some questions. Ma." And she's not doing anything. So I'm sitting there, and I'm looking, and I'm feeling, and I'm going through this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Something weird is happening. I haven't even noticed that my mom was like frozen yet. I just thought she was ignoring me. But I'm looking around, and I'm feeling cold, and I'm feeling like I'm here, but we not here no more. We here. Yes, we in this car. Yes, we here, but we had literally shifted. This is what my perspective as a little kid. I'm here, but we're in timeout mode. This is the middle place type shit. And the car in front of us literally gets picked up by something. If I could describe it, it was damn near like a cloud. I don't know. My perspective, it was a fucking cloud. something picked that car up in front of us. And I literally, it was like being on the, it was like being on a work line, a work belt line, when every item is being picked up and being examined and then placed back down. It was literally like that, but it was multiple cars in front of us being picked up and placed back down. So immediately, I'm like, oh, what the hell, ma, ma. So the car in front of us it's finally at that point, the car in front of us gets picked up. And I'm like, no. And I look at my sister and I look at Maya and I'm like, I'm shaking her arm. She was a heavy sleeper anyways. I'm confused. I'm like, okay, she not on mine. She don't, okay. I grab my mom's shoulder. I grab my mom's shoulder and she isn't moving at all. It wasn't as if, it wasn't like she was like literally like a mannequin because I could move her, but she was unresponsive completely sitting in the driver's seat while I shake her for 2 seconds and I'm screaming her name. At this point, I'm frustrated, I'm freaked out, and I'm damn near ready to hit her in the upside the head just so I can get a reaction. Our car begins to go up in the air. Our car goes up in the air. I already know what time it is. We get I'm like, I already know what time it is. I'm scared as shit. So I'll jump back to the back seat because I jumped up to the front. I didn't jump completely in the front, but I leaned all the way in the front, almost near the rest, and I'm shaking my mom, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on to our car. As our car goes up in the air, I'm like, okay, I need to get back to the back. I ain't gonna lie, I was selfish. Yeah, I was a selfish child in a sense. But I was also scared of a lot of things. I also experienced a lot of things that was not related to my family or communicated all the way. So I acted a certain way when things would happen because of my experiences. And you know, my mom, she didn't know that. We know this as humans, but you don't know what happens at 3:33 a.m. when you close your kid's bedroom door. You don't. You don't. And I immediately go, I need to act dead or I need to act sleep. If everybody else is acting sleep, I need to act sleep. So this is what's going through my mind. So as the car is lifted up, it comes to a stop. And I look out my window and I see something. I see something. It's like a big ass hand, giant even. I still would call it a cloud, but it was a big ass hand, and it's looking around the cars. And I hear these voices communicating. Now, these voices were communicating with each other. I didn't understand what they were saying, but I knew they were having a fucking conversation. And as they're communicating with each other, I'm hearing this conversation clear in my head. But they turn in another car in front of mine. So my scary ass decide, oh no, they not about to realize I'm the one that's awake and take me. So I jump in the back. I took my coat, and as I know that they were onto our car, and I felt the presence of these beings surrounding my car. It's like they were looking for something or someone. They were looking for something or someone. That's what I knew. That's what I felt. They were looking for something. And I curled up under my jacket, tucked in between the door, praying that these things did not open our car door. For some reason, I felt like they were looking for me. That's what I thought as a child. And they communicate a little bit. It was very, very brief. It wasn't like they spent much time in our car. They communicated a little bit. My car can't begin to go back down. As we were started to go back down, I literally peeked out the window. I'm looking out my sister's window with a piece of my jacket peeked open because I was terrified to open the window. I mean, open my jacket up. And I noticed we're going through clouds. We're literally going through clouds. I see our car leveling back down. And as the car gets placed back down, it's like we were skipped forward somewhere. We were not in the same spot. We were skipped forward somewhere. And when we were skipped forward somewhere, I wish I knew I'm learning to elaborate and explain this that switch. I wasn't in the middle place anymore. My body began to catch temperature again. The music in the car came back on. My sister is still asleep. My mom is still there. And she begins to gain consciousness almost in an instant. But before that, I looked back and it was as if I still heard and felt that the other cars behind us was being looked through, but those cars were not behind us. It was damn near like it was cloaked. What was behind us was cars, regular cars, not being touched or anything. But I still knew what was going on. So at this point, immediately, I put my jacket back down. I began to cry. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. And I don't know why I started crying then. I'm crying. And then the music comes back on. It's a Mariah Carey song. And then my mom continues driving. She was already silent before the whole thing happened. She continues driving. And my sister stayed asleep. She probably moved a little bit and she stayed asleep. And I sat the rest of that car ride tucked under my jacket for at least like 20 minutes. And my mom says there must have been an accident somewhere. So I pop up my jacket and I'm mad as shit. I'm mad because the communication wasn't there. I felt like there was a game being played against me. I don't know. My communication with my mother did not improve really until I turned really about 20. 18 was when we had this talk about our experiences and it blew our minds. But I didn't really get close with her until I started to really mature as a man. But I felt played in that moment. I was furious. I was terrified. I was feeling like I'm just what what do you say? What do you do? What happened? Why the fuck is everybody acting normal again? We're not gonna talk about this? Is they gonna come back? What if they pick us up again? This is what's going through my mind. And for like the whole 2 years of my life, I was truly terrified that they was gonna come back for me. I just felt like they knew that I wasn't asleep, and they were gonna come back and get me because I was gonna tell someone. So as a child, I never spoke of that because I had the thought in my head: if I tell somebody about this, they gonna come back for me because I wasn't supposed to know. This is what I'm thinking as a 7-year-old boy. Other weird shit happened before this too. This is just one of those things. And I didn't tell my mom about this situation until I turned 18. It brought me to tears too because I've never really spoke about it. And when having this talk with her, and the emotions start coming out, and I'm giving her the details of the day and everything, She goes, it sounded like we were saved from a car accident. And it wasn't our time. The cars were literally being rearranged, people. The cars were being rearranged. Our car was not in the same spot anymore. Was I harmed physically? No. I was traumatized mentally from the experience, but there was no harm done unto me or my family. When she told me that, I re-experienced the whole thing all over again, but I seen it from a different view. I seen it from a different perspective. I seen it from an outside source. I wasn't even myself looking at the 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 experience again. And I knew that she was right. We got saved from a, a huge car accident. And certain cars were not supposed to be there in that moment in time. So something was done outside of nature's will to rearrange those cars. That is my truth. That is what I believe until it could be explained some other how. And situations like that, there's many more. There's many more, especially before I turned like 11. From baby days to 11, it was a lot of weird shit like that. But when I turned 18, 17 to 18, I started remembering the things that had me so scared, and I started reviewing these experiences and going, either something is trying to either something is trying to get me and they're failing at it every time, or something really got my fucking back. And then that something, some of these somethings made themselves visible to me, and then I began to understand that it wasn't just something, it was some of these things have nothing to do with me. They were bigger than me. I'm really circulating my thoughts right now. This story wasn't planned. I didn't come on here with a plan on how I'm about to. Some of the scenarios that I was in had nothing to do with me. It's just I was there. Some of the times that I experienced certain things with certain entities, they weren't of my family or probably didn't give a shit about me. Literally, like didn't give a shit so much that why would they hurt me? Or loved me so much and I confused that love and that eagerness for connection from them as something trying to get me. It was very off growing up for me. And again, until I turned about 18 through 20, I started to what I would like to call quantum jump and do what you guys call shadow work. I didn't know about these terms, but I was doing it. The whole spiritual life. Come on, we been spiritual. I was grounding and sun gazing since I was a young boy. That don't mean you feel me? You ain't get. We didn't get it from the TikTok trends. We get it from the way we are. Your creativity, your intelligence, your imaginary friends. All of this shit. That ain't. You didn't get it from TV. You didn't get it from the book of who and so. It was what you already were. You already were connected to God's source and all these other beautiful things. But I don't know. The story became, it went from being one of my scariest nightmares to one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. I know that we were saved from a car accident. And I don't know what them beings or things was looking for. I don't know what they was looking for. Or maybe they was just examining to see who was not. I don't know. I don't know. But it took me 10 fucking years to tell the story to my mom. Took me another 9 years to make a TikTok about it and talk about it today. This ain't no 1 week thing. And I don't even like relating things to time, because time is one, always on your side. If you're going to use time, just know it's always on your side. And two, some shit is bigger than time. Time didn't fucking matter in that moment in space. Time did not matter. The radio did not matter. The other cars beeping their horn did not matter. All that shit stopped. The grass moving stopped. All that shit stopped. The only thing that remained different, or that constantly changed, I should say, was my view of the sun, or the light that we was coming into. We were pulled into some big light. And whoa, it's like now, not right now. I ain't gonna share my views completely on the sun and this state of vibration that we're in on this plane. But ever since then, my connection with the sun was always like mama. I always looked at the sun like mama. Won't explain it, can't explain it, don't know how to. But when the sun touches, when this carbon and melanin and all this condensed light and all of this takes place, and I feel that warmth go through my body, I feel protected. That's it. Do I believe in star seeds? It's not about if I believe in star seeds. It's just that's just uh uh that is just a name that somebody's created for a type of being. Of course, there's star seeds. If you call it in by if you identifying that person by that type of name, I mean by that, yeah, by that name, basically coming here from another plane, light workers who volunteer to come to Earth to help with the vibration of this planet. But I mean, I don't really fully believe like we come from just one place. Like some people would say, "Oh, I'm a Lyran." Do I have a beautiful connection with Lyrans? Yes, but I know I'm not a Lyran. I know I'm not an Andromedan. I know I'm not. We just stick to these identifications. Maybe they choose to be Andromedans. They choose to spend light years there developing that lifestyle in that state of vibration. Just like an avatar, all those 7 foot beings, they chose that lane. They could have been humans. They could have chose they could have chose to be humans and walk that lane, but they chose that lane. And it's like I just don't get caught up in it. I do feel a strong connection and pull to this plane though, to this planet, to this crest. I do feel a strong sense of home here, and not a obligation, but like a not an obligation, but literally a program is in me to do what I can for mama, to do what I can to love her. And I said the sun was mama, but this is mama. This crest is mama too. I respect her deeply, and I've always had. So you asked me, do I believe in star seeds? My bad for going off. Yeah, star seeds exist. Just know everything is a choice. This game that we're in is a choice. Sometimes, sometimes you are restricted and stripped of your rights as a being. But for the most part, a lot of us have a choice. Like some of you guys chose to be a star seed. You could have just been a new soul coming here. You chose to identify with this galaxy and come here with that galaxy's information, knowledge, vibration, or whatever it is. Some of us chose to identify with Earth. Some of us chose to be in Andromedans, or a different form of insectoid or reptilian, or there is no like, it's not like how we think it is to be. Like, oh, you're from here. It's not like in America how we say, oh, you're from China. You're from, no, you choose to be these things. You choose to operate in these realms and in these states of existence. And what color was the light? Very bright. It's almost like if you were to look at the sun right now, you're not gonna just be able to say, oh, it's orange and yellow. You know, it's just a very high hue. It was very, very bright. Yeah, you can choose to be in any of these states of existence. That's what I'm saying. What's good? What's good? You could have been all of those things, and can be all of those things right now while you're being you right now. Like the Lyrans, shout out to the Lyrans, the beautiful feline beings. They chose to be who they are. That's what they want to identify with. That's what they developed. That's what they created. That's their God source. And they chose to come here and help. Shout out to my people who respect cats. You ain't gotta have one, but respect them. Respect everything. Shit. I may sound crazy for saying that there is a species of cat that is probably 6 foot tall, 8 foot tall, very, very muscular, in a sense almost humanoid, but very intelligent and very, very nurturing and fierce, that is watching you do what you do to cats. And it's like, wow, if I vi- them being the entities that they are, if they vibrated like we did, it would be nothing for them to come here and to torture you back. But they follow orders, and they know how the cycle of life is unraveling. They, really, humans, we shout out to the humans, we get in there. But when I say we stuck on stupid about some shit, we are stuck on stupid about some shit. Like the thing that a human can actually look at a reptilian and be disgusted fully and go, how could that thing eat me? Why would it do that? I want to kill them all. And then go and enjoy a full plate of fish and turkey and scrambled eggs and and abuse trees and do all this terrible stuff to our nature. Like, we don't want to respect order, but we want to be respected. I stopped killing bugs. Whether you stop it for the respect or for the fear, just know that that bug, it has an insectoid. There's an insectoid out there that's probably related to that bug. Y'all seen Men in Black? When he started stepping on the cockroaches and that big ass roach thing got mad and turned around and was like, "Oh yeah, you about to see me about this." It's like that, like. But I'm not here to share my beliefs on all of that. I was just here to share my experience. When I was 7 years old, I was under the impression that my car was abducted by aliens, and I was the only one in the car who remembered the experience or even witnessed the experience. And I developed a different not better, but different perspective. And I see it to be now that when I was 7 years old, my car was picked up and literally moved away from a car accident by some other entities of a great force. And I was the only one to remember the experience and watch time come back like that. Some of you guys probably have experienced something like that too. It doesn't have to be an accident. It's that instinct. It's that moment in time when your phone, right now we can equate it to phones because we hold our phones 24/7. When your phone glitches out, doesn't matter what type of service you has, it glitches out. It does not operate. And that cold feeling comes up your spine. And it's like you shift and you know that you are not in the same place that you were, even though you standing and sitting and you are where you are. Everything changes slightly. It's like it goes gray and everything slows down. And you become fully aware that another entity of a great presence, of a great something massive is now in your presence. And you quiet your mind and you hear the communication. It's like being high, but you ain't gotta smoke a blunt. And even sometimes during this communication, as they go away, you feel a strong sense of love, protection. You overwhelmed by all these sensations and being able to taste what you touch and feel sound and may even catch a little jitter, but it's the most beautiful thing that you experience. And you want that feeling to come back, that warm feeling. That feeling of mama, source. And you knew it was an ET? Well, it could be so. It could be so. Phone started glitching. I felt the shift. I did not feel the cold, that cold shiver that goes through my body. But I don't know if my phone glitched for you guys as I was reading that question or that comment. But man, I was out for like 5 seconds. Wow. Beautiful. They do that when you lose fear. Because the ones that are for you, they only act in love. They won't do these things to traumatize you. They really want to connect with you. They've been adoring and watching you before you came out your mama's coochie. But our perspective of ETs is pretty faint. Like we think first there's terrestrial, meaning something that is of this crest. Trees are terrestrial. Birds, terrestrial. Most humans, terrestrial. Then we got interterrestrial. The beings that live under this crust. The oceans and inner space that is beyond this crust and all those things. Then we got outer terrestrial, something that is outside of this dome that we are in. Like, if you believe in angels, hear me out. If you believe in angels, you believe in aliens. There is no separation of the two. Only your programming is what's blocking you. An angel is an angel, alien is an. If you believe in angels, you have to know that they are aliens. They are aliens. They are out of your terrestrial. That's just simple. They aren't from here, correct? They from another place, right? Right? I ain't persuading nobody. Let's break it down. Angels are not from here, and angels are just a species of aliens. For real. That's why everybody don't see them. But when I say alien, I don't like to make people think something with big eyes that's coming to dissect them. So we're going to say entities or, you know, beings, vibrational beings. Angels are a type of vibrational being. That's why everybody doesn't have them. We all may have guardians, our soul tribe, our squad that's always with us, and some of y'all squad members is ugly as shit. With all respect though, they still love you, but they don't look like what you think angels look like. Yes, angels can come back. They come back and see their kind, the souls of their kind that come here to donate their time or play the game, I say. And then those people see glimpses of angels. And then you got the ones like me who can communicate with cats and know that I have a great alliance and relationship with Lyrans. And then you have those who can literally pet wild crocodiles, and lizards stay around their house. And they're very, very good at persuading people. And even from time to time can change how you perceive them. Multi-dimensionals. I mean, you said they. Hold on, family. Savvy Tom, you said they are multi-dimensionals. We are. It is. I am. Whatever you don't include yourself in this great in this great source. We are all multi-dimensionals. Like how the one person was just mentioning how they felt like they were many different species that came from many different places. Orion, um, Lyrian, not Lyrian, but Illyria, you know, Pleiadian. They are all those things at once. You are all those things right now. If you ever were Pleiadian, you are right now. If you ever were a form of an angel, you are right now. And you know, all you gotta do is open that door. Open that door. I point to my head, but I'm not talking about my brain, folks. But open that door. Use that sound that just spoke in your head right now. Everybody go, hmm. 3, 2, 1. Hmm. Now, do that same sound, but without making any noise. Do the same sound, but do not make any noise. 3, 2, 1. If you heard that, that is the voice that can do all things through you. That is what is operating this piece of flesh right now. You said Archangel Michael. I don't know anything about that. I can't speak on it. But if he's acting in love and if he's for the purpose, if he's for the cause, I salute him. Even the ones that aren't for the cause or the purpose, and the ones that aren't nice, and the ones that do eat people, and the ones that do come here and they have to play the game over and over because they weren't able to learn from their curses or their traumas or their mistakes because they were wiped of their memory and they just can't get it right, you know. Even empty seaters, we all are serving a purpose here. We all chose to play this game. We all chose to be these characters. You are playing a character right now. We are literally just one ball of energy dancing for itself, entertaining itself. Tell me, and if you disagree, then tell me what is the purpose of being God? What happens when you're everything at once and you know everything and you are everything and you've done everything and you've been everything and you, what happens? God gets bored, possibly. He creates other things to do and feel and be beyond what that. Enjoy the show. Enjoy your role in the show. This is a big stage right now. Many other entities and vibrations and consciousness are watching us perform this show. And beyond them watching us, we're all just watching like this. What are you here for? What is it for? What do you go back to heaven for some of you guys that believe that? My bad for the quotation. That wasn't, but whatever you believe is peace. What do you go back for? What do you leave for? Why did you choose to come here and play this game on hard mode? Why did some of you guys choose to come here and eat everything in sight? Why did you come here and decide to have sex any moment that you can with any person that you desire and enjoy every minute of it and not enjoy some of it? And why do we come and do these things? They're all just experiences. They're all just, it's a game. Bad guys playing cops and robbers. Why do kids play cops and robbers? Why did there have to be a robber in the first place if it was meant to just be good? You can't have good without bad. Hell, neither of them exists really. We're just playing. We're all just playing. If the US government wasn't so terrible, you guys wouldn't be watching people like me who care to share that. I mean, I don't do that no more. I don't share or care about what the US government is doing. But you feel me? Y'all wouldn't care to change things if it wasn't bad already. And if it was already good, the human brain would try to find something else to fix, or we would be bored with ourselves, would we not? When your life is going amazing, how boring is it? Or how amazing is it? We are just playing a game. We are all playing Sims right now. Some of y'all Sims, y'all playing a really tough version. You chose to play that version. It's almost like playing 2K. You got a choice to choose the level that you want your 2K player to be on. Yeah, the game was hard as fuck. You had the player set for them circumstances. Yeah, some of us came here with melanin, but you know, are completely disrespected by these foreign entity corporations, but you also chose to be connected to the ground and to the sun and to the birds and to the ethers and to everything. You chose to be God. No matter what form of melanin you have, you chose to be God. You chose to be here. You chose to watch this live all the way to this point. Something is resonating right now. We are playing the game, people. There is no right or wrong way to play the game. That's the best part to the game. That's why some entities could come here and do some of the disgusting things that they do. And that's why some entities come here and we look at them like God forever. Because they're just making the game into whatever they make it. Don't live your life thinking too hard about the game. You can literally come back and do it again. You've probably already done that. You probably like your 30th time playing. You're probably tired of this game. The Earth game, the Earth Sims game. You might want to play in Narnia next time. All these TV channels are just different dimensions. You may want to play in a different dimension when everybody is like on a sitcom, Not So Raven type of vibe. You may want to go to a dimension where they really do live like they do in the movie Avatar. Booty butt naked. But even that, you feel me? Even those avatars, excuse me, I don't know the name of the beings, but even them, they had to overcome something. They chose to overcome something. The story had, if the movie was just about these avatar beings walking in light and being in light, nobody would watch the movie because we wouldn't. We always look for a beginning, the middle, and the end. We always look for a problem solution, problem solution. We always want to conquer. We always want to. Do we not? Do we not? When have you ever seen a movie when everything about the movie was just good? You probably wouldn't watch the movie if there wasn't a problem and solution. And that's just like the game that we're in right now, the movie, the role that you choose to play right now. How interesting would your movie or your story be if there wasn't a problem and a massive solution? I went to Earth. I breathed. I ate water. I talked to people. I lived. I died. Now I'm back. Was it what you wanted it to be? It was good. It was. So what happened? That's what happened. Nothing else? No. Nothing else? All right, go back and do it again. Like, yeah, ate water. You ate water. Like, how interesting would your story be if there was no solution to something? We have to be. We have to be fractions of source. That's why I call you God. I can't acknowledge to be God and not know and not recognize that you are God. You're just a different expression of it. I love the expression of God I am. I know God got a personality too, because I have an amazing personality. I know God got some ugly to it, because some of us choose to live out that ugly. When somebody is being attacked, and then there's two roles in that. We can call it a victim and a you can call it a victim and a attacker or aggressor or whatever you want to call it. But really, those are two experiences of God. God wanted to know what it felt like to be in those circumstances. It wanted to know what it felt like to be the one being a attacker, not having any mercy, acting out of confusion, tasting blood, or whatever the scenario may be. And it also wanted to be and feel and see and most importantly be what it was that was being attacked. Both of those things manifested each other. They had to happen. Did they not? If they didn't, it wouldn't have. God is everything. God is that fish eating the other fish. God is these dandelions in my yard getting chopped down and then growing 3 times taller. God is this mosquito that I just had to check out the game. God is that, I don't want to be too graphic, but that young girl experiencing some sexual traumas very, very early on and feeling slightly different from the other millions of people and young people who've experienced it and dealing with it slightly different and feeling it and being it just different, just every aspect. It's like taste the rainbow almost. Like, how could you eat a bag of Skittles taste and not taste every Skittle? There would be no purpose for having a bag of Skittles if you did not know what every Skittle tastes like. If every Skittle was meant to be red, we would only have red Skittles. God doesn't want you to be anything other than be. God is so busy being. It doesn't there is no good or bad to this. You you are God. God loves you so much. You are a piece of it. Now be that, whatever it is, to the fullest. A serial killer has to be a serial killer to the fullest. That's his God. A lion has to be a lion to the fullest. And don't get confused here. I'm not just talking about aggressive or slaughtering behavior, but I'm saying a lion has to be a lion to the fullest. That is God. A lover, a player, water. All these things have to act within the. That's what they're here for. You. Some of you guys watching this, you're not good people, or what somebody would call good. So the fuck what? Be what you are to the fullest. And if that purpose stops serving you, be something more. Be something else. Just fucking be. Just be. You don't need to know it all. Not knowing it at all is knowing everything. What is to know? What is that? Just be. That's the highest form of God. I don't want to say intelligence because intelligence is just imagination, which is very, very beautiful. But the greatest degree of God to me is being. Just being. How did I end up talking about this? It's actually one narcissist entity manipulating, bro. What is he talking about? What are you talking about? Why is that message not coming up fully? Saying when people think they are fighting for their pride is whatever spirit is behind that, not what not what ego is. Better. I mean, our perspective of ego is so shallow. why do people call what they are the ego? Why do we got so many separations for shit? That was my ego talking. My ego is the reason why this didn't work for me. You got a big ego. What the fuck is an ego? I got a soul. I got a spirit. I got a ka. I'm God's source. I'm gonna walk it however the fuck I talk it, or however I. And you do it too. If you wanna be, if you wanna be the most polite, caring, loving being in this world, that is your God source. That is your power. That is your right to be and do and to feel that. Who am I to to disclaim it? I can challenge it if you've attracted me to. If we resonate on the frequency where I want to challenge that and you just so happen to be that, then it's gonna happen. But no, like, bro, like, what is ego? What, and why are you guys afraid of it? Why 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 can't why is it so hard to really know and believe and feel that you are a part of everything? And when I say everything, I don't mean you are everything, but everything is you. Everything is source. You are source. You ain't gotta be everything. You ain't gotta take your consciousness and live that leaf. You ain't gotta take your consciousness and live the little girl in China that's working during divide and conquer. Oh, I'm an omnipresent. You got division for everything. So that if it was that simple, then it would be that simple. But if we it's almost like this. If you ask me what my favorite color is, and I know I have a favorite color, but instead of me ever telling you guys my favorite color, I say it's between black and red. And all of the people that watch me for the rest of their lives, they always question or put strong belief why my favorite color is red or why my favorite color is black. And I never give you an answer. Like, if I never give you an answer, I give you something to look forward to and create of your own. Somebody's gonna create a whole analogy, a movie on why Cool DMG's favorite color is black. And there's gonna be people that believe that and live by that. And that's cool. You're not right or you're not wrong. There's gonna be a whole bunch of other entities that believe that it's red and they're gonna live by that. You're not right or you're not wrong. There's gonna be few that's not gonna give a fuck about the color. They just gonna be. All of them are gonna get to that point when they realize it's all my favorite color. I only named it two different things to give you something to do, to look forward to. Black and red are both the same thing. It's this. I mean, what people call the ego is what I call the God box. That same thing, y'all know KRS-One, if you watch the video, rock star. That same voice that says rock star. That's the same voice that I identify with most of the time. Maybe you guys don't have uh, a similar voice. Maybe you guys call that voice ego. Why can't you be the shit? Why can't you be the omnipotent? Who are you to not be that? You can be omnipotent and be a terrible person. You can be omnipotent and not be shit. You can be omnipotent and just be basic your whole life. You can be you are, regardless. It don't matter what small terms you put behind it. You are. You can't deny it. Can't. You can acknowledge it and become it. But I'm out of here, family. Do anybody got any questions though? I know I told my story like a smooth 20 minutes ago, but I'm so grateful that I've done the shadow work to be where I am right now, where I can do this. I can tell this. I can get into it without reliving it, or without shaming myself, or without being scared, or feeling like I have to feel a certain way about it. I can detach fully from that story now. It technically doesn't exist. Only thing that exists right now is this right now, and that's because we are right here nodding our heads agreeing on it. The moment that we stop nodding our heads agreeing on it, that no longer exists. See, that was the past. So it's like all the things that I did, I had no terminology for it. I was doing shadow work real tough, quantum jumping, going back talking to the younger me, getting breadcrumbs from the older me, recognizing that the middle me, the current me, could do all these things. And now I'm at a point where it's like, damn, all of this is me. The dude that walked past me and mean mugged me, he me. He ain't me, but he's me. He don't got the swagger and the ego of this me, but he's a different me. He's just another portion of me that chose to come out of inner space and be. Oh, it's not odd. You know everything's for a reason. I was very into aliens and abductions when I was a kid. It's weird because I was terrified of this shit, but I could not stop watching it. Documentaries, movies, any type of information. Ask my mom, I was into that shit, but I was so freaked out and interested at the same time. I just wanted an answer. And I could only use what the geographic, the TV, basic cable was giving me. And that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough to answer what was going on in my life. But most welcome. Thank you for joining me. Like childhood abduction or alien abduction? Alien. But alien doesn't even need to be alien. I don't need you think it was some entities that done something, and I I remember the experience. I was completely aware and present during the experience. Hell, for all I know, they was looking for somebody, or and it wasn't an accident. They was just looking for something. Shit, they could have decided Cool DMG is not supposed to be in this accident. This isn't in his path. His life doesn't end here. Move this car right here. Sarah Gardner, she's not supposed to be in this accident. This accident, how the fuck did this happen? It's okay. Let's go in there and fix it. Hmm. Oh, you're supposed to be in it. Like, it could have really been like that. Sometimes I used to think, were they going, were these entities doing something that they were not supposed to do? Were they bending the laws of nature to save me? And then it's like, no. Oh, they were meant to move my car. They was meant to do that shit. It wasn't no against the rules type shit. They came and they did it. And what? I'm here now. I'm here. I wish I was more vocal about the stuff when I was a kid going through it. The waking up in bed on my knees, cold as fuck, wondering why was I sitting like that at 3:33 a.m. 3 nights in a row. The balloons coming back to life that I used to beat down to smithereens that had helium in them come back to life, float in front of me, and turn to the I love you side. The toys that were long gone, beat the smithereens without batteries, saying, hey there. Elmo wants to give you a big hug. The everything, man. The everything. None of that shit was. I wish that it happened the way it happened. I wouldn't change it. Never mind. I can't change it. It's not meant to be changed. I'm glad that I'm where I am right now. Did I get my answers? From what questions? Heartwarming, yes, yes. Especially, especially when my family lets me know that they with me. I call them family, whatever the fuck they is. They ain't. I mean, blood is just something that we talk about here. That we think is so solid. We talk about the non-solid. We talking about all the things that exist that aren't physical, which is way more than what exists in actual mass and density. These things, when they come around me and they remind me that I'm loved, and that tear come down your face, and you feel that warm hug from within. Do I know what that is? No, I don't know. Just I'm enjoying the play, the movie. I can look at it and dissect it when I'm looking at it from a bigger perspective. Look at your life. Look at your life through heaven's eyes. Oh no, I'm not going back into that. I'm actually about to get off of live though, so you may just be able to watch this recap. Peace to the gods though. I'm about to be present and get off of this screen. Thank you guys for joining me.